On Panthers TV, delighted to be joined again by head coach Danny Stewart. Danny, thanks for joining us. Let's have a quick word about your latest signing, a player, Kristoff Kontos, who North American, but he spent a lot of his recent career in Europe, puts up some really big points. How do you see him fitting into your lineup?
He's going to be a big signing for us, right? Certainly going to be a top six center for us, and he's got great size in the middle. But what really attracted us to Kristoff was his hockey IQ. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. Finding open pockets on the ice, dragging guys towards him, freeing up space for his line mates, and his passing ability is phenomenal as well. So, certainly going to make us more of a threat 5-on-5 and especially on the power play. And, we like, again, another big guy, in the middle that, has skill, but, a little bit, harder to play against down low in D zone as well. And, he's smart off the puck and, a lot of great things about him.
He's played in different European leagues, and in those leagues, he's adapted to them as well. How much do you see that as a bonus? He's not just done it in Sweden, but he's been to France and he's been to Slovakia. So that is a major plus, isn't it? That whatever league he's played in recently, he seems to have settled in.
Yeah, I just wherever he goes, the production's been there, right? And he had a stint in Hockey at 10 there and really dominated that league and went up to the Allsvenskan. And sometimes guys don't handle that jump very well. And he did it with flying colors and he was a dominant player there. Same thing in Slovakia. So, we're excited about him. Like I said, he's got great hockey IQ. He really thinks the game. And I think in Nottingham, fans will love him.
I think as things stand, we have three outskaters to finalise. Bit of an obvious question, but with these extra pieces you've added in recent weeks since we last spoke, is it all coming together how you hoped?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, as every team does, you have targets and types of players you want, and sometimes they don't go your way. You lose them to other competitive teams and other leagues, and you reassess your thinking on what the market's giving you. And but like I said, we always wanted guys that had that playmaking ability through the middle, and with Kristoff, Alfaro, and Tim up the middle for us. We have three guys there that can all make plays. Jordan's very responsible there. And then on top of that, we have Hugo as well that can play either the middle or the wing. And we've got a lot of depth through the middle, and that's something that's so important in our league because if you lose a guy or two up the middle, it's the one position that's probably the toughest to fill. And to have that depth, and not just depth, but quality of depth is vital to have success in this league.
And just before we finish, just throw some of the signings at you that we've signed since we had last had chance to catch up face to face. But Adam Berg, someone signed earlier this month. I feel that he's going to come in and do a real particular role for you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Adam's gonna come in and start on our fourth line. And you know what? He's a motor, he's an engine, and I have every bit of faith that he'll come in and push the guys above him and compete for ice time. Like I said, he hounds pucks all over the ice. He plays gritty, he goes to hard areas, finishes his checks all over the ice, and he's one of those guys that kind of brings the intangible things that maybe some of the other guys aren't I wouldn't say willing to do because a lot of our guys are, but do that night in, night out for 60 minutes.
Another guy, Tim Doherty. Where do you see him fitting into your lineup?
In the middle as well. We like Tim's ability to, again, similar to Kristoff, to think the game, and his passing ability is high end at our level. And again, another guy that'll feature in our special teams and make our power play better, and have every opportunity. So when Omar and myself started building this team, we wanted to make sure that we had three lines that could score and a fourth line that we could depend on to go out there and contribute in other ways, and even contribute on the score sheet as well. And you see that across the league, Belfast, Cardiff, Sheffield, the teams that have had recent successes, they've had four good lines. So, it was key for us to put that in place and have, for sure three lines that could score on a consistent basis and another line that could really depend on to contribute in all areas.
And just for one final one, I think to complete the set, the American defenseman Cooper Seko, I think signed a few days after we last spoke. Interesting to look at him. Obviously, a lot of minutes in the AHL, a lot of games in the NHL. And while he'd never played in the NHL, he's been part of NHL experience. He's going to bring a lot of experience to you, isn't he?
Experience, and he's dynamic in the sense of he's a clear cut power play, quarterback type guy. He can run a power play. I mean, his agility, his ability to kind of evade forward checkers and find open space and then get on transition. I mean, he's a phenomenal player. And when you got guys like that, you spend less time defending because they have cleaner exits, getting out of the zone, and they just have that ability to make plays and relieve that pressure. So, but going forward, we're really excited about him. He's a dynamic offensive player, and I think he'll be big for us this year.
Brilliant. Appreciate you joining us. Thanks very much, Danny.
Okay, Chris. Cheers. Thank you.